Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. The other major sin in Islam, which we really have to be very careful, is devouring the orphans' property. Actually, I like this word devour because it shows that the person who does that is like an animal. He's like a wild beast taking on a weak prey. Because orphans are very weak. Very, very weak. Actually, do you know the greatest people were orphans? Grew orphans? If you see, one of the signs of greatness is that the child grew up without his father or mother. For example, look at Rasulullah, look at Musa, alayhi salam. He was somehow orphan, he was taken away from his mom. So, orphans actually, Allah is giving them a chance to be great. Because they have to grow up, not depending on, especially the father. Anyways, orphans' wealth and property is a major thing to touch, my sisters and brothers. Unfortunately, some people will. Sometimes it starts this way. Look, it starts with good intention. Usually when a man marries a widow, he starts mixing her money and her children's money with his money. Or vice versa. A sister married a man who lost his wife. But that man, from his first marriage, he has children, so she becomes the stepmother. And she starts using their property. Under the pretext, oh, I have to invest it for them, or I am a custodian, or I have to look. No. Stay away as much as you can, because definitely it will mix with your money. So let's see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first says. Surah An-Nisa. And why Surah An-Nisa? Subhanallah. Because they are the first victim. Women, I told you Surah An-Nisa talks about two categories of society which are very, very oppressed. Women in general, thank you. Women and children. The children, the weakest of the children are the orphans. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warns us. He said, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَأْكُلُونَ أَمْوَالَ الْيَتَامَى ظُلْمًا إِنَّمَا يَأْكُلُونَ فِي بُطُونِهِمْ نَارًا وَسَيَصْلَوْنَ سَعِيرًا. Verily those who unjustly, if by mistake you forgot or you were doing your level best and something happened, but no, unjustly, deliberately you are taking from the money of the orphan or their property. We're talking about, let's say, God forbid, stepfather, uncle doesn't want to give them their father's inheritance, their haram. Part of the money you take from the orphan, you delay their inheritance. After their father or mother dies, they are entitled for something, and you keep dragging whoever is controlling the the wealth of, or their father or mother inherited from their parents, and someone is blocking it. That is wrong too. We need to be careful. So, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَأْكُلُونَ أَمْوَالَ الْيَتَامَى ظُلْمًا إِنَّمَا يَأْكُلُونَ فِي بُطُونِهِمْ نَارًا. Verily those who unjustly eat up the property of orphans, they eat up stepmother. In your case, if you were stepmother, that is dangerous. You shouldn't. Especially when they are weak and young. Allah says they are eating up nothing but fire in their bellies. In dunya, whatever you eat will turn fire. Whatever you use on your clothes, on traveling, or you use their money, so it will turn fire on you. And then Allah said, and they will be burnt in the blazing fire. Meaning they go to Jahannam. I told you, there is no sin that takes to hell except it is major. Minor sins don't take to hell. Major sins take to hell. If you hear a word la'na, if Allah curses someone, or the Prophet ﷺ say, may the curse of Allah be on, know that thing is major. Or Jahannam. If Allah says, the person who does this will go to hell. It means what that thing is a major sin. What did Allah say in Surah Al-An'am? He said, don't come near the property of the orphan, except if you have to. And to make it better. Look what he said. Remember the ayah of zina? Allah said, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا zina, don't come near zina. Because eventually if you come near zina, what will happen? You fall into it. Same thing. If you come near the property of the orphan, you will taste from it. You become like a bear who sees honey. Bear, when he sees honey, he forgets. He has to. And then, big problem. ولا تقربوا مال اليتيم إلا بالتي هي أحسن حتى يبلغ أشده وأوفوا الكيل والميزان بالقسط لا نكلف نفسا إلا وسعها وإذا قلتم فاعدلوا ولو كان ذا قربى وبعهد الله أوفوا ذلكم وصاكم به لعلكم تذكرون. Surah Al-An'am. And Allah said, and come not near to the orphan's property. Don't come even near it, except to improve it. If the niyyah is to improve it, to invest it for them, to put it in a fund, to buy and sell, so that the money grows. Because one thing about money, brothers and sisters, if you don't invest it, zakat will eat it. You have to know this. Imagine you have 1 million, 1 million, and put it in the bank. Every year you have to give 2.5%. In about 10 years, what will happen? From that million, it will diminish. But from another side, it will grow. So Allah says, invest it and give. Invest it and give. So Allah Azza wa Jal is ordering us, my sisters and brothers, not to come near it except to improve it. That is dangerous, except to improve it. Everybody says, oh, I'm trying to improve. Then when you start, until he or she, the child, the orphan, attains the age of full strength. That depends. Full strength, today is 18. But I wouldn't give money, a lot of money, to an 18 years old. I wouldn't give full control. Because he or she may have the bad friends. Yallah, the money all gone. I will give maybe more allowance than before, until that person gets married. Now he or she is quite responsible. But you give to 18 years old a lot of money. That's it. Fast bike or fast car, he's dead.
Sheikh, who judges, who makes that judgment, who makes that call?
Very good. The wali. The wali of the child, or the judge, or the Muslim judge. The wali of the child. Who is the wali? Usually, if it's his father alive, his father. If it's the mother, or it's not the mother, should be somebody like her father, the grandpa of the child, or somebody highly respected in community. We call him and say, please come and see this issue.
The mother.
The mother, no. Shouldn't be them. Mother's emotional, all of them. Look at them. That bear. Hey, yes. Look at you. That bear. No, women, serious sisters, no, you don't do that. You are very emotional. You may think it's okay. No. Someone who understands what does life mean. The child is young and he may have a lot of money. You give him, you ruin that boy. He will never think of education anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? They are told you, do not tell them how much they have. Until they reach certain age, say, is your amana. Because some kids, once they know they have, that's it, they say, why should I study? Why should I do this? Why should I do this? He doesn't understand. So wali. Also, it depends on the mental capacity of that child. If he is very, let's say, special child, you don't give him even in full body strength. Mind, he doesn't understand. Anybody can take advantage of them. Things like that. So there should be a custodian or someone who is responsible. Once, alhamdulillah, once we know they are working, they got married, give them all, alhamdulillah, their amana. That's it. The Prophet ﷺ said, when I was taken up in Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, in the Ascent, I saw some men gaping their jaws under the coercion of other men. Then came other men who fed them stones of fire that penetrated their bodies and came out from their anus, from the discharge. Look, a stone go from here, sisters and brothers, it comes out from wherever we use the toilet. I wondered, who are they? Jibreel, who are they? He replied, peace be upon him, they are those who unjustly eat up the property of orphans, eat up the fire in their bodies. May Allah save me and you, my dear brothers and sisters. So please, just remember this, because there is high temptation. Money is very tempting by itself. Even if it belongs to a bold, strong man, like Qarun, it will tempt you to take some from it. How about it belongs to a child? He may never know. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the malaika who are always one on your right and on your left are recording everything. So please, don't take something that you will be punished for while you don't even take it with you to the grave. You leave it here. Why did you take it? So that's why you see taqwa. This is what the beauty of Islam. When it teaches you these things, you become a better person. Any question about this subject? Orphans? Yes.
You say that you want to improve the property with a good intention, but somehow or other it went losses.
Yeah.
Are you sinning because of that?
If negligence, yes. But if you did your level best and let's say you yourself, that money actually you worked very hard to protect it more than your own money. Your own money you didn't do your best like you did with fine. But please do not invest in things that I'm not sure.
Stock market.
Yeah, stock is risky. Where the risk is high. You know, invest restaurant for sure. Malaysia, mashallah, any restaurant for sure. Any restaurant, Makan for sure. Now good news. As much as there is threat to touch the property of the orphan, when the threat is big, the reward also is big. If you do the opposite.
Oh, if you take care of it.
If you take care of their money, Allah will give you so much power. Because the threat is big.
Yeah.
Like I told you in Mecca, if you do good, any good is equal to how much?
100,000.
100,000. The evil also is like that. Imagine you steal. Allah says, وَمَنْ يُرِدْ فِيهِ بِإِلْحَادٍ بِظُلْمٍ نُذِقْهُ مِنْ عَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. If you just think of harming anyone in Mecca, Allah says, I will punish, I will make you taste from the severe punishment. You just think. Even thinking should be, astaghfirullah, I shouldn't harm anyone or steal or slander anyone or do something haram. Yeah, you shouldn't even think. See, alhamdulillah. So those good news, because it's not easy for a good stepfather or good stepmother or a trustee. Somebody trusted you and said, brother, I am very sick and I may die. You know, doctors told me you are very sick. So I'm putting this, I trust you for Allah's sake. Look after my family. That gives you millions. No easy. You have to be of great. And you should be crying, why me, Ya Rab? Why me? Why he chose me? Why this man thought of me? Amana, big amana in your neck. You should be like, Ya Rab, no. You should run away. Serious. No joke. Shaitan. You may say, okay, my little business here is suffering. I will just take some money to make it fix and then return. It may. No, you die now. Where does your wife know that this money was Very, very, very serious. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just save us. Anyways, may Allah never make us touch a penny from anyone. Say Ameen. Penny, let alone ringgit or 1,000 or.
Sheikh, how about those who use the orphan to gain money, like ask them to beg and work?
Even worse. Even worse. Very good, very good. Yeah, syndicate. They, they take the children, even their own kids. Father died or the mother, so they go back. And then they take their money. They beat them up.
They ask to sell products. Go around and everything selling products.
At least that is a little bit dignifying then. To sell at least. And please sometimes take, not to make them feel, sometimes it's okay to take. You give money, give extra. For example, they tell you 10, give 15, but take that thing. Because sometimes they feel like, and then give it away. Somebody else. Sometimes just help them. Sometimes take. I'm telling you take. And give to somebody else. Because also if they just feel like everybody is just giving them, they become, then you help them to become like that. Yeah? MashaAllah. Okay.